Hey guys, it's Jonah here, and I'm back with another beer review. Um, I've been going for the beers in July. I've had quite a few, and as you can probably see, got my camera top on. Um, there's been a bit of a schism in my branch of camera, which is a bit worrying because last time it happened, we lost a lot of people, lost a lot of members. Um, and I'm really hoping we don't lose too many people. I think so far we've only lost one member this time around, but it's just, man, people get too aggro. It's only beer, really, and I'm saying this. It's only beer. Um, just chill. Just take a back step. You don't have to throw your toys out of the pram. But hey, some people do. Some people do that, and yeah, it's sad. It's just sad. Anyway, that's what's been happening over this way. Today, I'm going to be doing a good beer revolution, but there's a problem because the tasting notes are still not on the website. So they used to be in the magazine. And when it was like that, there was no problem because they were in the magazine, unless, of course, they were written wrong. But now they're not on the magazine and they're not on the website as well. So there are no tasting notes at the moment. I've actually reported it to Beer 52. And I guess I've got a bot replying because it's a very, we will look at this. It was a very curt reply. Yeah, so we shall see. Unless there's another way of getting in to the beer tasting notes. If you're a Beer 52 aficionado and you know how to access the notes from their website, please let me know because the way I used to do it, it's not there anymore. Anyway, so there is nothing on this one at all, but there is an article on these chaps. It's BRØL, and it's by the lovely Robin Gilmore, absolutely sexy lady. And this one's about, I think it's about recycling bread, from what I've seen, and how you can turn bread into beer and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a nice long article, 4 pages there, 6 pages there. I mean, on and on and on. Yeah, it's a 6 page article. So thank you very much, Robin Gilmore. You are, as usual, a wonderful lady. Anyway, here is the beer that we are looking at. Future Depends, and it's BRØL, like I say, from Denmark. Actually, they're from Denmark. Let's see, and obviously it's a certified B corporation, which is cool. It's a 6% beer. It's a New England hazy, I think. Let's see. That's funny, isn't it? Brewed by the same place that's brewed all the other beers in this month's box. So it's another contract brew. It's a bit sneaky. I still think this is a bit sneaky. Yeah. What can you do? What can you do? All right. So the ingredients is the other thing that I like to tell you, dear viewer. So what have we got? Barley. We got wheat. Kveik. It's got Kveik. But hey, Danish beer. So I wonder if this is Danish Kveik or if this is South East London Kveik, mate. Yeah, Full Pure is almost going macro, in my estimation. And I have to say, I don't actually like Kveik. I don't like. Gives a funny taste. I totally get that it's good because it brews really quickly, so that's good for a macro brewery like Full Pure. But yeah, I don't like the taste. And interestingly, doing it on a New England style. let's see what we get. There's the beer, beer, glass, glass, beer, glass, beer, beer, glass. And it is going to be hazy, hopefully. But I think it is. It's probably pretty clear. Let's see what happens at the end. Is it a hop dump? No, not really. Very interesting. So, we have a finger, a good finger. Everyone likes a good finger of the head. And we've got slightly off. That's interesting. It's like a yellow kind of yellowy head, which is unusual. Maybe it's the lighting in this room. You can turn the light on, but because it's so sunny today, you will see it does not actually change anything. I have thought, dear viewer, about getting spotlights and all that kind of stuff, but alas, I don't have that much money. So let's do a simple one. So boom, boom, shake the room, as it were, and then cheeky grin. Yeah, so the other thing about this beer, because I've been, away, shall we say, for a day, is I've done some research on this particular beer. And it's really difficult. So not only have Beer 52 not really got anything on it, neither does Untapped. So yeah, we're kind of flying blind. But apparently, this is a New England IPA at 6% with Kveik yeast. Let's see what we get. So there is that Kveik sourness going on the nose. There is a bit of hoppiness there too, because because the esters and all the production from the Kveik is sometimes really difficult to pick out the hops. And I was getting like a fruity kind of thing, possibly Simcoe, but I was also getting a bit of greenery, so possibly something like Citra, perhaps. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is because I don't know, but that's what I'm getting on the nose. I like the colour though. That is proper old school IPA colour. And by that, I mean it's a yellow, then you up the orange a little bit. And it is, I mean, it's cold because I've had it in the fridge, but it is definitely hazy. I wouldn't say it's cloudy. I wouldn't say it's a thick one, like some of the new modern styles. So let's see what we get. Dear viewer, please click like to this video. If you're entertained to some degree, it must be worth at least that millisecond that you can go click. So please do it now, and think about subscribing to the Jonna brewing or not much brewing lately, but it will be back. But beer reviewing channel. Cheers and beers. Wow. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. So there's quite a lot of residual sweetness in here, which is really interesting. It's like a kind of barley sugary type thing. Even looks a little bit like a barley sugar sweet, that I wasn't expecting, to be honest. But then, um, Franz Ferdinand. That's my Terry Wogan impression. Yeah, then the Kveik hits in, and that sourness, that bitterness, that kind of weird farmhousey thing. And weirdly, I like sour beers. I like lambic beers too, but for some unknown reason, I just don't get on with Kveik. And it's a bit dangerous, especially in this kind of beer, because it can do a lot of re-fermentation in the can, because it's really difficult to get rid of yeast from a hazy beer. Um, yeah, and they can explode. I've had a couple of Kveik beers, and that's why I was gingerly opening it, because it's like a blowhole of I don't know, a sperm whale or something like that. Maybe even a blue whale. Got something on my nose. this damn hay fever because of this sun. Summer has appeared, apparently. My God, it's been hot the last couple of days. Anyway, that's what you need beer for, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I don't think this has worked very well. Um, I am getting a bit of that creaminess that's kind of from the wheat. It's a bit like a maltiness. So the barley sugar thing is quite apt, really, because it's a malty kind of thing, but from the wheat as opposed to barley, um, which would be nice in a darker beer. But then you put the Kveik in it as well, and there's a lot of hops going on as well. But because the flavors are so up in the air, I really don't know what's going on. My brain is like, it's three things, but four things: barley, wheat, Kveik, and hops, and it's not quite molding together nicely. Okay, so let's think about what's good about this. Um, quite like the mouthfeel. It's like quite thick. It's like there's kind of particulates in there. It's like a kind of beery soup thing. So it doesn't look that thick, but it tastes really thick and malty, which I usually like. However, that doesn't really go into the NEIPA style, well, not from my point of view anyway. And where are the oats? That's the other thing. For this style to be a bit more creamy, that's one thing I'm missing. If there was some oats in there, that might balance it out a little bit more, bring everything together into a more kind of creamy, kind of new school NEIPA, shall we say. But yeah, I just don't think Kveik yeast works with NEIPA, to be honest. I mean, let me know in the comments down below if you think, oh no, Kveik yeast is perfect for NEIPA style beers. I don't think it is. If it was a sour beer, um, whether it was a lambic or whether it was a kettle soured beer, or a fruit beer with Kveik, that would work quite well. It would be quite sour, but it would be interesting. The fact that this beer has a lot of residual sweetness, and it's at 6% as well. I mean, what the hell? Where would have this finished out if it had dried properly? 6, 7, 8%, something like that. My God, that would be a double NEIPA, two knees in the NEIPA. Anyway, I'm glad to try the sort of Danish. Is Danish Scandinavia? I think it probably is. There's Vikings in Denmark, even though it's connected to Germany as well. Yeah, it is I'd say it is a Scandinavian country. So yeah, I like keeping up with the Scandies, albeit 6% is not a proper Scandi beers are like 8% upwards. They're ridiculous ones that people drink out of horns and all that kind of stuff. Go out and rape and pillage and kill members of the clergy and that kind of stuff. Don't do that, kids. But hey, if you're a kid, you shouldn't be watching this because it's about drinking alcohol. But there we go. There is a few sort of tide marks on there. Maybe I should call them skid marks. Look at this little thing here. It looks like a cave painting of some sort of creature. But yes, not a thick tide line by any means at all. Let's have a look at this label again. Sorry, this particular episode is going on slightly longer than normal, but I've got a lot to say. Let's see if we can focus. on the writing on here. Come on, here we go. So it's talking about sustainability. We upcycle and basically talk complete nonsense. As I talked about yesterday. If you haven't seen yesterday, actually, it was a couple of days ago. Have a look at that video. See what's there. May contain rye. Well, does it or doesn't it? That would make sense actually if it did contain rye. Character hoppy and fruity. Okay. What else have we got in here? I was looking to see if it told us what the hops were, but no. Alas, dear viewer. And the label is like a bit like a donut. Donut. I like donuts. Can't really have them anymore since I had the diabetes, but yeah, I can't really have beer either, and that one's gone for a Burton, hasn't it? Anyway, this has been your loving Uncle John. Hopefully, my drinking beer has entertained you somewhat. And if it has, why not join the John Army and flick my bell and all that kind of stuff. Guys, you take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And remember, drink some beer because it definitely makes you smarter.